Vibrating Escalator here, and today I will show you how to install Project Nevada, Nevada's patches, and essential visual enhancements. You don't need this, but I highly recommend it, and it goes in well with these patches.
I like patches.
Anyway, so now, go to the Files tab. You're going to click the Download Manager because I am retarded and use Nexus Mod Manager instead of manual downloads now. I've become accustomed to becoming lazy. Anyway, you're going to download Project Nevada 2.5 with Manager. Next, you're going to go get patches, and this pertains to what things you have. If you have DLC, you're going to get this one. If you have Eve, which you're going to get, you get this one. If you have Weapon Mods Expanded, no, that's Weapon Mods Expanded. What is this then? Oh no. Well, whatever this is, if you want to get this one, WME, you get that one. If you want this one, you're going to have Weapon Mods Expanded. This is probably like Weapon Mods Expanded as well, but I'm just not on the ball today, aren't I? Anyway, so now once you figure out which mods you have and which ones you want to support with New Vegas, with Project Nevada that is, we'll say I already have the Ultimate Edition, so I'm going to get DLC support, and we're going to get Eve in a second, so we're going to get Eve support. Now you're going to get these files. You're going to get this one, you're going to get this one if you have DLC, this one with Eve, this one with whatever that is, and that one with Weapon Mods Expanded. So once you have those in, you're going to go over here to Eve, Essential Visual Enhancements, Files, and this one. I don't use that one. Anyway, this is for all DLC, no Gunner's Arsenal, and no DLC. Automatic file selection. Warning, do not use the Mod Organizer. I do not have any experience with Mod Organizer. If you are using Mod Organizer, I assume you use Alternate to work with Mod Organizer. And now, once you have that done, if you're using Mod Organizer, get the alternate. If you're using Nexus Mod Manager or manual installation, which I highly recommend you don't do, because Nexus Mod Manager is so easy, you click Download with Manager. So now you're going to have these files: Project Nevada 2.5, Eve, if you have it, DLC if you have it, this if you have it, and Weapon Mod Expanded if you have it, along with this one for Nexus Mod Manager and manual, or this one for Mod Organizer. Now, once you've dilly-dallied and consumed those delicious files, then you'll see my recording pane. I'm retarded. Now, you'll go to your Nexus Mod Manager. These are my files. As you can see, I have way too many mods, and if I reach the magical number of 139 plugins, my game breaks. It is hilarious. I highly recommend it. Anyway, as you can see, I have a heck of a lot of mods in my game. Anyway, the ones we care about today are Project Nevada and Eve. So let's say Project... I don't want that one. Nevada. So you're going to see these minus Hitman. That's just an animation overhaul. You're going to see Nevada, well, Project Nevada, the base file, then the DLC support, and Eve support. So what you're going to do is, I hope I don't break my game by doing this. No, I'm not going to do that. There, I'll just deactivate it this way. So now, as long as fire doesn't squirt out my computer, I'm fine. I'm deactivating the mod, and once I get the option to reactivate it, you're just going to do this. Check. Yes to all, because I'm a scrub. If you're doing more advanced modding, or you have mods that conflict with this, you just say yes to mod, or no to mod, or yes or no overall, depending on which mods you want. For example, Mission Mojave may have conflicts, I'm not sure. I haven't used that one too much. Anyway, so once you have Project Nevada in, you're going to install DLC support next. Once you have DLC support in, it is if you have the Ultimate Edition or you have DLCs. If you have no DLCs, you will not get this file. You won't need it. Now, what you're going to do next is, before you install Eve support, to make sure Nexus Mod Manager doesn't implode, you're going to have to install Eve. So, Essential Visual Enhancements. Once you install this file, just go through the little launcher menu, it's very easy. Once you go through that, you're going to enable Project Nevada Eve support. Now let me go back. So the order in which you should install these will be Project Nevada, DLC support, Eve, and then the Eve support file for Project Nevada. Now you're going to have 4 files there, and this is my load order, my atrocious load order. So New Vegas ESM, then the default DLC, all of it, Nevada Skies, all this crap. Now, let me go down here, Project Nevada, all of it. There are a lot of ESPs because this mod is really a giant amalgamation of a bunch of mods. It's a sprint function, grenade function, level adjustment, XP adjustment. I'll do a separate video showing all the functions in game. Anyway, it has a lot of ESPs, and if you want to make sure it works properly, as you go through the little installer menu, you just click next, 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 install, make sure all the modules are checked. So after you do that, you're going to have to go to your plugins list, and you're going to make sure that all of these files are checked. If one isn't checked, it will not load, and then your game will hate you forever. Now, core, cyberware, equipment, rebalance, and then see, this is the core. This is the original file. This is just Project Nevada. Now, the DLC support one adds Dead Money, Gunner's Arsenal, Honest Hearts, Lonesome Road, Old World Blues, no, cyberware, One Earth, and all that stuff. This is the DLC support. And so you go down here. Well, hiding somewhere in here is the ESP for Eve. Now, let us look for Eve. Anyway, you install Project Nevada first, then Eve, or Essential Visual Enhancements. There it is. Eve, Fallout New Vegas, all DLC, and then there's Project Nevada's Eve, all DLC ESP. You have to install it in this order. So, Nevada, DLC support, Eve, and then Eve support for Nevada. Once you have all that crap in, you're going to make sure your load order is set, so make sure they're all checked off, otherwise the game will not load it as it goes to loading screens. That's what it does. The game manually goes through all these little check marks and make sure the content loads in. Once you have all of that done, and you make sure your load order is all spiffy, you're going to launch your game and configure it properly. As you can see, I have a bunch of mods, and a bunch of them stack on each other. If I remove one, it's like a Jenga tower, smashes on my head. I will make a second part in which I'll show you all the super delicious and heartwarming functions of murder in-game. I'll show the mod configuration menu, showing off Project Nevada, its expansion, and Eve, or Essential Visual Enhancements. Anyway, thank you. Have a good day, and if you want to see more content or get a general idea for the mods I use, so animation overhauls, World of Pain, I use quite a lot of mods, and I've broken this game so many times, it's hilarious. I will try to do an ENB tutorial as well, as mentioned in a comment on the 4GB enabler, as well as NVSE video I made. The problem with ENBs is they're very tricky. They are fickle. So while I try to install Rudy ENB, it doesn't work. The only ones I've managed to get working on New Vegas, or at least my version with all these mods, I assume if you just have vanilla, and then the first thing you do is pump an ENB into it, pump it into its veins, then you'd have the best amount of support. But then again, every ENB has its own little quirks. For example, Realistic Wasteland Lighting ENB, whatever it's called, requires this. See, I have full and then ENB full. If you're going to use an ENB, you're going to use the ENB addition to this. Then again, it's only if the ENB supports it. Some ENBs might not want it. So as you can see, it's really complicated with ENBs. That's why I don't recommend it, at least if your computer isn't strong enough for it. The problem with ENBs is they're really demanding, and you could get ridiculous frame rates. Ridiculously bad frame rates is what I meant to say. You can't do none settings, but anyway, that's for a different video. Sorry for the rant. That is all. Have a good day, and I will make part 2 shortly.